So I have what I would consider to be an annoying situation, and I don't know if anybody can give me a little piece of advice on this. I have a neighbor who leaves their dogs outside for hours. And let me first and foremost say this to you. I have two of the most annoying dogs ever, but they annoy just me. They don't annoy the entire neighborhood. These dogs can sense when the dogs from my neighbors are outside, and it causes them to stand by the window and just bark like crazy because they see the dogs outside.
We have the same kind of dog.
And then the dogs that are, at the neighbor's house, they're barking like crazy. So it's like a bark off between these dogs, which, by the way, I often wonder this. Why is it that humans don't do that? Why is it that humans don't look outside when they see somebody outside and just start going, hey there, hey, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dogs do that,
Have you ever seen the YouTube of Tony and Ezekiel?
No. What is Tony and Ezekiel?
Tony! Ezekiel! F you!
Is that pretty much what dogs are doing?
We need to post it.
He's probably seen it and he just doesn't remember it. It's classic.
All right, so let me tell you. Not only do I think that these dogs need to go inside because they're annoying my dogs, but at certain times I'm thinking to myself, should dogs be outside all day? They're out a long time, and I'll be honest with you. Some of the temperatures that we've had have not been the greatest of temperatures. You know what I mean? And I'm wondering, in this, I don't know. I've not met this neighbor because they just recently moved in. And I am sure that they're nice people. Don't get me wrong. And I do not want to start off on a bad foot by being the complaining neighbor about the dogs. Okay. But I do want to say this to you. You're driving me effing insane. I can't take it anymore. Yeah, stop. Who let the dogs out? Who let the neighbor's dogs out? Who let my neighbor's dogs out? I know who let them out. Whoever lives in that house let them out.
Complaint is justified, though.
Thank you.
I hate neighbors like that who, first of all, don't get an animal if you're not going to have the animal indoors.
I know.
Because especially in the state of Michigan or Ohio, where unless you have a Bernese Mountain Dog or maybe a German Shepherd that has one of those double coats, it's not meant to be outside all the time in Michigan. And it's annoying to the neighbors, too.
Listen, I do care about animals. I love animals. As long as I don't have to clean up after them. I love animals. I like looking at them in zoos. But I do. I worry about them. But also, there's got to be some kind of a sound thing going on, like where these dogs are just outside barking all the time and driving me crazy. By the way, people might think that I complain a lot about neighbors with my dogs. I do, because remember the last time I complained about the neighbor that sits out in front of the house waiting for my dogs to have play dates with his dog.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Oh my God. By the way, I saw him the other day. My dogs ran right out to go see him, and there he was walking his dog down the street. All right, so somebody tell me, are there any rules to this whole thing, or is there anything that I can do? Brandy, what's up?
Well, I am experiencing the same issue, and it's been going on for 4 years.
So the neighbors leave the dog outside all the time?
Yes. We have two, our neighbor right next door to us has two dogs. We have a couple dogs, and for whatever reason, our dogs attack the fence just as much as their dog attacks the fence. And their dogs have actually popped panels off of our privacy fence because of it.
Oh, wow.
And we have put up another fence 2 feet from our fence to keep our dogs away from it. And one night, I just snapped. It was a bad week. I was very tired. And I said, shut those effing dogs up.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Okay.
Yep, and it was game on. And I just said, have a little respect for your neighbors. Your dogs bark constantly, all hours of the night. And the fence line is adjacent to our bedroom wall of our house. So we're talking 3 o'clock in the morning. We're talking 1:30 in the morning for 30 minutes to an hour on end.
Are those neighbors afraid of you now that you kind of went crazy on them?
No, I think they kind of expected it.
Oh, okay.
Because I've made multiple comments, but it's just have a little respect for your neighbors. I mean, I have dogs; they bark, but I get after my dogs.
Yeah. Well, listen, my dogs are yappy dogs, and I know that they probably annoy people, but they're only outside when we're, taking them out to go to the bathroom, or, they're, going on a walk with us or something like that. I also worry too. Aren't there coyotes and things like that that are outside? Like,
oh
I
my
worry
gosh,
about that.
I just saw one in my neighborhood. I know that freaks me out.
Anne
I'll
Marie,
eat those little dogs.
Anne Marie, tell me.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, you can tell I haven't been sleeping very well. I'm a little on edge.
Well, I know. You know what? Those poor dogs, maybe they're barking because they want to go in the house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Mojo, you may get to go, when it gets warmer and they're still barking, see maybe they're, go to the neighbors because they're just annoying, but maybe they're just cold.
I know you can call the non-emergency number, too, and have the cops stop by and say, hey, do a check on those dogs and make sure they're getting cared for.
They don't look like they're in distress at all. They do look like they're out having fun. They're running around and playing and stuff, but...
trying to keep warm.
Well,
do you have deer in your area? Because I feel really bad because every night, like clockwork, there's a deer that comes into my backyard at like 2 a.m. and my dog freaks out.
Yeah, they go a little crazy. The deer, by the way, are so brazen. They'll walk right up to the window, like when the dogs are barking. It's amazing.
They taunt my dog. They totally taunt my dog, and I feel so bad.
And they walk right up to them and they go, "Hello, friend." And I'm like, wait a second, this is pretty wild.
Yes.
What's going on, Rose? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I just want to let you know there are laws against that in the state of Michigan.
Really? Do you know what they are?
They have to have shelter at all times. They have to have water that does not freeze. And in this weather, how is that happening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
and
interesting.
of course, there's a noise ordinance, too.
Yeah, of course, the noise ordinance. But I would definitely call animal control, or you can text me the number, and I can rescue the dog.
I'm not that neighbor, though. I've not even met them. Maybe I'll go over there and just talk to them and just say something to them.
I would definitely recommend that.
I'm worried.
Do they have shelter?
Say that again?
Do they have shelter? Do they have a doghouse with straw?
I think I don't know. I haven't. They look. I'm telling you, they look happier than my dogs do. My dogs are so unhappy because I'm making them go inside. They look like they're enjoying the fresh air. So it's not like they look like they're in distress or anything like that. They look like happy dogs. Like you can kind of tell, dogs that don't look happy. I've gone to therapy before. I don't know, but they look happy. So I got to go over there and just knock on the door and introduce, myself and say, "Hi, I'm Henry and Louie's dad, and you're driving me nuts." Dad, yes.
I'm their doggy dad.
That's right. Chelsea will do that for me sometimes. Chelsea will actually say, "Your kids." And I'm like, "My kids. Luke's not even home yet." No, the dogs. I'm like, "Oh, jeez." What's up, Josh?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What's going on?
Not too much. Hey, listen. So there's actually a birdhouse you can buy like at a pet store. It looks like a birdhouse, and what it does is it emits that high pitched sound that only dogs can hear, and it helps prevent them from barking. And it works up to 100 feet, so you can literally hang it on the fence between your guys' house, and they'll be none the wiser because it looks like a birdhouse. And
is that cruel? Is it hurting the dog's ears?
I don't think so. It's no different than the whistle,
Okay.
So, and it's kind of like a invisible fence. Eventually they're going to figure it out that, hey, we don't like this. I'm not sure how well it works.
And it causes them to. How do I get one of those?
Voice activated. So when they bark, it goes off and it makes them stop.
So they learn to not bark.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah.
But then I feel bad because then they're not protecting their house if somebody comes to their house and they want to bark at them. I feel like that's cruel. By the way, can I get those for my kid?
Yeah, with the bark collar on.
When they're complaining about something, they make noise and the thing goes after them. April is that neighbor. She is the neighbor that leaves her dogs outside. April.
Yeah, I am. I will say, though, that we have a husky. So she is very talkative. We've actually had animal control at our house a couple times. And they come and whoever's calling is saying that she is a German Shepherd. And they look at her and they're like, well, she's a husky. That's why she's outside. So I wish my neighbors would have come to me first so we could have talked about it. Our dog has shelter outside, but she will cry at our back door to go outside, even when it's freezing. And we try to get her in, and she won't.
So you just leave the dog outside because the dog won't come inside.
Yeah, exactly. So, I wish my neighbors would have come to me first, like how you
Before
were talking
going,
about
Yeah.
introducing yourself.
Yeah.
Quick question for you. If your dog doesn't like to be inside ever, what's going on the inside that your dog's not enjoying so much?
Well, I mean, we do have 3 young kids that are always like rambunctious and crazy, so she's probably like, get me away for a little bit.
Oh, she wants peace and quiet.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been told that huskies just they like the cold weather,
Sure.
like in the summertime and stuff. She actually doesn't like to be outside. She'd rather be inside with air conditioning. So it's just like the seasons flip for her.
Yeah, what I need to do is honestly send Chelsea over there. I just need to send her now because honestly it'd be better for Chelsea to go over there. She's better at the whole thing. Because my problem is I'll go over there and then I will not say exactly why I'm going over there. I'll be like, hey, hi, I just want to introduce myself, and then my point is to tell, and then I'll completely not say anything to him. By the way, you got great dogs. I love when they're outside. Turns into one of those things.